Hello judges, my name is Reagan Mason and I proudly represent Marshall County High School FCCLA in Region 1. Teachers play a pivotal role in shaping children's futures, providing knowledge and inspiration they need to succeed. Beyond academics, they foster confidence, critical thinking, and life skills that help students navigate challenges and reach their full potential. A great teacher can make a lasting impact guiding children towards success in school and beyond. The first section of my project is the FCCLA planning process. This is a 5-step method used to identify goals and develop a plan for your project. The first step in the planning process is to identify concerns. 2 years ago, I took my first FCS class. I fell in love with the content that I was learning, and as a result of this, I am now considering a career in FCS education. My concern with this is that I have little experience in all courses and content that I will be responsible for teaching. The second step is to set a goal. My goal for this project is to further my knowledge about FCS education as a potential career option. The third step is to form a plan. The people involved in my project are my teachers and myself. What I will do to complete this project is interview my FCS teachers and research requirements and specifications of this career. This project will be completed in a 6-month time span. The majority of my project will be completed at Marshall County High School. How I will complete this project is to utilize a variety of research, including teacher interviews and online job shadowing, to learn what skills are needed to become an FCS teacher. This takes no financial cost and just quality time. The fourth step in this process is to act. And this step is when you officially put your plan into action. The fifth and final step in this process is called follow-up. In this step is where I will determine post-secondary schooling, how I will afford to attend, and schools and districts I'm interested in teaching in. The second section of my project is called the self-assessment section. For this assessment, I conducted 3 different personality assessments on myself. A personality assessment is a test that analyzes the response to a set of questions and then categorizes you based on responses. This can be very useful in choosing a career. The very first assessment I completed was the Myers-Briggs 16 personality test. This is a test of 50 different questions that categorizes you into 16 different personality types. My result when I took the test was ESFP-T, which is an entertainer personality. As an entertainer, you are the life of the party, which means you bring vibrant energy to every room you enter. The study of personality is said to be originated in the fundamental idea that people are distinguished by their characteristics and behavior. Some traits an entertainer possesses include resilience, confidence, and grit. Some strengths an entertainer possesses is being optimistic, adaptable, and good at connecting with others. And lastly, some weaknesses an entertainer possesses is being impulsive, being a procrastinator, and relying on others' approval. The next platform I used was Zello. Zello is an online learning module that allows students to explore their personality and set post-secondary and career goals. Identifying your learning styles is important when deciding what career fits you best. My results were 50% tactile, 30% auditory, and 20% visual learner. Along with the online platforms I used, I also sat down and analyzed my personal interests. My biggest passion in life is FCCLA. I currently serve as my chapter's Vice President of Competitive Events and Vice President of Individual Programs. Through FCCLA, I've developed skills in leadership, education, and career preparation. These skills have shaped my passion and drive to teach kids in my future. The second section of my project is evidence of career research. FCS educators work to achieve optimal and sustainable quality of life for individuals, families, and communities. I always knew from a young age that I wanted to pursue a career in teaching. I just did not know what career I wanted to teach in. When I transferred back to Marshall County High School in August of 2023, I signed up to complete classes in the Family and Consumer Sciences pathway. I then figured out that this is for sure the career that I wanted to teach. I have worked for months on this project, completing a variety of research on this career, including websites, interviewing teachers, and analyzing job shadowing data. As of February 23, 2025, the average annual pay for an FCS teacher in Kentucky is $44,890 a year. High school teachers generally work during school hours when students are present. They also may meet with parents, students, and other teachers before and after school. They often spend time in the evenings grading papers and preparing lessons. This is something that everyone needs to look into when considering a career in teaching. To go with the cost and salary, there are also specific qualifications an FCS teacher must possess. You must graduate high school, then obtain a Bachelor of Science degree in Family and Consumer Sciences education. Then you must apply for FCS teaching jobs in your chosen district. The third section of my project is experience with business industries, agencies, and organizations. I used teacher interviews for my first set of experience. I interviewed my FCS teacher, Miss Smith. The very first question I asked her was what made her want to become an FCS teacher. She is inspired by her high school FCS teacher, and she told me that was the reason she chose to be one. The second question I asked her was, what do you think is important for everyone to learn in FCS classes? She said that we teach skills that are applicable to all students as they prepare for adulthood, so everything is important. Question 3 was, what do you believe is the challenging thing facing education today? She said to me, the most challenging thing facing education today is teaching strategies as a whole. The final question I asked her was, how do you give your students positive reinforcement and recognition? She likes to publicly and privately recognize positive behaviors and privately discuss improved grades. Section 4 of my project is samples of my schoolwork. The first sample of schoolwork I completed was the Basic Skills Sewing Project. We completed this in FCS Essentials. We learned how to complete 3 different stitches. These include the back stitch, the running stitch, and the blanket stitch. We also learned how to use various tools that you use in sewing. This relates to FCS education because we use basic sewing skills to create Christmas stockings. I learned a skill applicable to adult life. Sewing helps you develop fine motor skills, improve your focus and concentration, and teaches the importance of patience and self-control. The second example of my schoolwork is the RealCare Baby Simulator experience. I practice parenting skills using the RealCare Baby Simulator. This baby simulator has been preferred by educators for over 25 years. RealCare Baby uses simulation software and standards aligned with curricula to teach early childhood, parenting, infant health lessons, and sex education. One of the main takeaways from early lifespan development is parenting skills. This relates to a career because one class in FCS is taught is parenting, and that is very important. Currently, I am working in a daycare 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, and this assessment taught me the skills I needed to safely care for the children in the daycare. The fifth section of my project is career planning. My career plan starts off in high school by taking and passing all FCS classes available to me by the time I graduate in May of 2026. I will attend college at Western Kentucky University in Bowling Green starting in August of 2026. I plan to graduate with a Bachelor of Science degree in Child and Family Services by May of 2030. I plan to pursue a teaching career at Marshall County High School teaching FCS. I then plan to go back to college to obtain my master's degree at some point. My sixth section of my project is relationship of FCS coursework and standards. The national program I have chosen to relate my project to is Families First. Families First is a national FCCLA peer education program that helps young people explore diverse aspects of family life. FCS national standards are outcomes and expectations of what students should know and be able to complete upon completion of a pathway and program of study. The 3 FCS national standards I've chosen to relate my project to are 4.1, 4.2, and finally 4.6. These 3 standards relate to my career because these are things I will teach to my future students. The next section of my project is my works cited and bibliography. These are my works cited, and thank you so much for your time today.